Back here with head women's volleyball coach Korey Schroeder. Coach, pair of weekend sweeps this past weekend on the road. You're now at four straight victories and now entering the final stretch of the season. Team's got to be feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, I feel like we're in a pretty good place. Yeah, I think winning four in a row, even with 16 wins, that's the long win streak of the season. They're pretty crazy. We had a bunch of 3-match streaks. So yeah, and to do it with sweeps, Portland took us to 5 at our place last time, went 5 with St. Mary's. We were able to get them in 4 last week. It seems like we've just been taking care of business a little bit better where the team has talked about this a little bit too. Early in the season, we were letting teams hang around a little bit too long. And it seems like there's a little bit more urgency to just go ahead and finish it. So yeah, the last couple of weeks been really happy with where we are. Running at 6-2 now instead of the 5-1. I think has opened up some new options for us offensively, simplified some things in other places. And we've become as efficient as we've been all season with our offense because of it.
Yeah, kind of staying with the efficiency of the offense. Obviously, was very efficient the last couple, just this past weekend and throughout this 4-game stretch. Is the offense and the team just kind of hitting its stride at the right time here?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. This group hadn't played together, and so we were figuring some things out. We didn't hit above 200. I don't think all preseason. All 10 of our preseason matches, we're under 200, and now we started doing that a little bit more as conference went along, and now the last, 5 matches, we're probably hitting up over 300 in those. So pretty good place there. Part of it is, I think, switching to the 6-2. It's simplified things for the middles. Lucy's had the best matches of her season, just not having to worry about running behind the setter in transition at all, just stay in front. And she's gotten a lot of really good one-on-one opportunities against the blockers. And then that's forced, their opponent's pin blockers to help out on her a little bit more. And then it creates one-on-ones at the pins. And we know that we've got some really, really talented pins. So I think we've just found ways to get our hitters in a little bit better situations. Our setters are doing a phenomenal job balancing the offense. That's been a focus for us the last 2 weeks. Something we've done in practice is same hitter can't get back-to-back kills. If Katie Ryan just got a kill, can't go back to her, got to go find somebody else. And I think that's translated into match play a little bit as well.
That switch to a 6-2, is that something that you as a coaching staff kind of made an adjustment on, or is that something where you learned the players that you have on the court a little bit better, or what kind of went into that decision?
Yeah, I think it was trying something a little bit different, even though things were going pretty well for us. Thought maybe we could do better. And in the one match that Jaden ran a 5-1, she did a really good job. And so it kind of opened our eyes a little bit too. And hey, why don't we get both of them out there? We had Vera, who had been going in a little bit as an outside sub, is a really good blocker. She had an entire season here where she played middle blocker and did a really nice job. And so her getting on the right side has helped our block a little bit as well, which has helped our defense, which then gets us in better situations in transition. So it's something that we had thought about, and then we had flipped into it from time to time throughout the season. I just never stayed with it long term. But yeah, it's worked out for us pretty well. So yeah, kind of talked about it, but also a little bit stumbled upon it.
Now we got the upcoming schedule, going to OSU on Friday, Oregon State. It's lone game this week, and then back home for the final 2, hosting San Francisco, and LMU. What does this team need to do well kind of in those final few games down the stretch with some potential postseason opportunity out there?
Yeah, I think continuing to do what we're doing. We're putting some really good service pressure on teams. Maybe missing a little bit too much, but you just got to live with some errors. When we're trying to be aggressive behind the service line, our opponents are out of system a good amount, and our block is pretty dang good when the opponent's out of system. So doing well there. And for us as a coaching staff, it's a little bit of trying not to do too much. Let them feel rested and fresh as they go into each match. We've put over 3 months of work in at this point, and that doesn't even include what they've done in the summer on their own. And so we're trying to max out a couple of things here. in the last 2 weeks. But really we've put in the work. And so now let's make sure that we're healthy, and we're in a good place mentally going into the matches. And we talked about all season long, let's be maxing out our potential at the end of the year. And then whatever happens with postseason happens. And I think really in the last 2 weeks, we've started to, we've used an analogy of climbing a mountain and focusing on just taking the hike day by day. And the goal is up here. Just continue to take that hike. There's teams that have already peaked and they're on the backside of the mountain. We're still climbing. And so we feel like that we still in the last 2 weeks here have some more potential to max out.
Certainly going one game at a time. We'll look ahead just specifically to Friday at Oregon State. Trying to turn Corvallis crimson, I suppose. Get some support out there and some fans out there. What kind of match do you expect we'll kind of see? Obviously played them here earlier in the season.
Yeah, it's another team. I feel like I've said this the last couple of weeks, but the record doesn't indicate what they're capable of. I think they're sitting at 6-8 right now. Very well could be sitting at 8-6 or 9-5. They've lost a couple of close fifth sets. So very capable team. They have a couple of hitters that can go off. Their right sides have been doing a phenomenal job. They got a player that's gone between playing middle and left side, which is really hard to do. So really talented individual there. And they put up a really good fight against us the first time. And I expect it to be exactly the same, I think I saw Dickert say, like, it's not this friendly little battle. Like, they want to beat us, we want to beat them. And yeah, hopefully we can get some good support out there. Really good showing at Portland. I think our alumni association came out and supported. It was really cool to see as many Kook fans out there as there was. Same up at Gonzaga. People showed up for that. So it's kind of fun doing this little tour of the Pacific Northwest and having Kook fans everywhere.
All right, Friday at 7. If you can be out there in Corvallis, help support the women's volleyball program while you're out for the football game as well. So good luck, Coach.
Thank you. Looking forward to seeing everybody there. Go Cougs.